Hello guys, welcome to our channel. This is Baby Roll, and we have some very interesting news today. So basically there is multiple articles that have surfaced in Asian or Korean websites for business specifically that speak about the development of Guild Wars 3, and it's basically have been confirmed, or that's what we get. So this one of them, and it says that NCSoft is pushing the development of Guild Wars 3 sequel to the expense of Guild Wars 2 franchise, or Guild Wars franchise in general, the entire IP. And according to it, that NCSoft recently decided to approve the development of Guild Wars 3 after inspecting in-house development and resources and reviewing business feasibility. And talking deeper even on the history of Guild Wars, basically the release of Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, and what happened on 2019 was too many employees have been basically let go from the company of arenanet to restructure and count for losses and stuff like that. And now, after looking into the financial stuff, they decided to actually push it through. So we already know that arenanet have been hiring more devs, more employees in general, to remove assets as one of the conditions to remove assets into an Unreal engines. So they're basically removing assets from the original IP or Guild Wars 2 itself to already build into Unreal Engine. So we know it's gonna be fresh, modern, and quite big. And the business model right now is one expansion per year. The small stuff is still gonna be the followed one in a way, and we know that they are not only working on the next expansion, they already put in work in the next one, or this is a general idea now. So at least 2 expansion before we can see something like Guild Wars 3. So this is just a beginning, and so like it's barely the approval, so probably it's gonna be years before we can see this. So what do I think will happen? Is Guild Wars 2 is gonna be dead? Is it gonna be putting on maintenance mode? Is it just gonna be Guild Wars 3? I don't think that. So Guild Wars 1 have been put on maintenance mode and sustained all this time. To this day it's still working and people still playing it, but there was no more development for a very specific reason. They used to sell what will give you a new campaign, or whatever it is, like a new expansion. They will sell it once they release it. There is no in-game pay or anything like that, so it doesn't bring money. You either you make the thing and then you sell it. However, Guild Wars 2 does not work like that. You have trading shop, trading post, and gems to gold, stuff like that, so people can keep spending money even without development, which means it still bring a lot of money naturally before or without even have to put development in mind. So I don't think so, because they can probably sustain both games at the same time, so they can develop this one and the other one and have both their audience. You have a huge audience for Guild Wars 2 that's already sustaining your company. It's the only thing that's working, so why kill it if it still bring money? Like I said, there is a big difference between Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2, so I think they can sustain both of them. And even from a development perspective, for like for story, the game lore in a way, and how it works, they can separate the two games through even how the game progress. Imagine for Guild Wars 2, for example, something like Guild Wars 1 Utopia, or the idea of going to the realm of gods or moving to the mist, like it become very separate from Terria itself, as we seen with Cryptus, for example, and even pushed more towards this direction. So you can start writing a different history and build Guild Wars 3 in the future, like 100 years, 300 years, or whatever in the future. And you don't really affect the development of Guild Wars 3 through Guild Wars 2, and you can still launch expansion to both games, no problem. And always there is a probability of simply putting Guild Wars 2 in maintenance mode, or at least looking into the financial status of it, really cutting down on development and see whether you can still heavily profit from it or you don't. Like they really see where to put, in which basket they put their eggs, as we say in my country. So that's it for it basically. There is a very good chance in the future that we will see Guild Wars 3. It's gonna be an Unreal Engine, hopefully even Unreal Engine 5. Let's just hope so. And it could be years from now, and we could have both games as we have Guild Wars 1, so we can have 1, 2, and 3, and move on from there. I think it's a very good news, and I don't mind having both games. That would be great. So tell me what you think in the comments, or if you have any extra information, since this is quite the new topic. And I'll be seeing you next time. Peace.